and welcome to a different kind of bottle episode. I'm going to be reacting to my very first bottle episode. Because while it wasn't my very first video, it was my first time trying an actual, structured video, not just, eating something. I haven't watched this video in a very long time, and that's mainly because it does make me cringe a fair bit now. If it wasn't for the fact that it has the historic value of being the very first bottle episode, I probably would have taken it down by now. So I thought I would record myself reacting to it, and this is actually what I was going to do for bottle episode 100 if the raptor mask didn't work out. As we saw, that did work out much better than expected actually, so thought I might do this one here now anyway. Alright, I'm really just stalling at this point, so without further ado, here it is. Brace your ears.
Brush your suit! Brush it! Brush your suit! Brush your suit! This is the suit! You need to brush it!
I did this for
brush
way too
your
long.
Suit. Why is it so hard to
Alright, right off the bat, I do have to say, I don't really stand by the whole brush your suit slogan anymore. Because now that I own a suit that's 6-7 years old, I've learned that sometimes you can't always brush your suit. Sometimes they just get so old that no matter how much you brush it, they're still just going to end up looking a little ratty. And you can easily overbrush a fursuit, so some people just prefer not to do that so their suit has a longer lifetime. Because back then, I was in the mindset of not brushing equaled gross and dirty suit, and you were keeping it dirty for no reason, and there was no excuse for not brushing. But there are plenty of legit excuses for not brushing, so don't worry, if you're in that sort of group, you're good, you're fine, I still love you. Carrying on though.
Hello, and welcome to the first episode of my new talky thing, The Bottle. Because I'm a stutterer, and it's like a bottle episode. I liked it. In this episode, I'm going
You know, I still get questions about where did the name bottle episode come from, and I literally explained it in the very first episode, but I suppose that was before people sort of really realized that bottle episode was also a TV trope. And I'm really surprised that this video hasn't been demonetized, because that is not a royalty-free song in the background. And that was before I knew about the whole royalty-free, you can't just use any music kind of thing. So, I don't know, maybe I just had it quiet enough, or that was maybe before YouTube was really stingy about it, who knows. But yeah, it's crazy. We'll see if this one gets demonetized.
talk about my top five first addictive and tricks.
I forgot I did that little paw change from 4 to 5 fingers. Okay, even for nowadays, that's a pretty good bit.
Whether you're a new furry or an old furry, there might be some things you didn't know that you did already know, but you should watch it anyway, because I'm awesome. Number 1.
Wow, you want to spare some ego for the rest of us old Pocars? Jeez.
It looks like this. It's for
I still have that brush somewhere. It's not doing too great. A lot of the bristles are now bent, and you can't really do the thing where you press it and the fur comes off, but it's still floating around somewhere.
brushing pets with long hair. And you are a very big pet with very long hair. So you need a brush. A lot.
See this?
This bit, it's just so condescending. I was such a jerk.
Brush. Brush. Brush.
Yeah, we get it. It's fine.
The time you need to brush your...
You know, I was quite the judgmental person back then. I'm really not proud of a lot of the things I did all those years ago. I was not the smartest crayon in the pickle jar. But I've acknowledged and learned from my mistakes and improved myself as a person. And while I'm definitely far from perfect, I'm definitely not 2015 me anymore.
After a wash. And any other time, it looks really scungy and gross. But you should be careful because you
I forgot about the word scungy. I haven't used that word in a long time.
can actually overbrush a suit.
I just realized how perky my ears used to be. Look at those standing up compared to where they are now. They've kind of slumped back a bit. They used to be up here. Hey, yeah, there we go. It was there. There's the look. Man, time does some crazy things to a fursuit.
Make sure you pay close attention to high friction areas like your armpits and your nads. So, for the love of everything that is furry, please.
I can't believe how desperate I was. I'm basically just begging. I get it, you should brush your suit, and the message should be out there, but calm down, me.
Please, brush your suit. If not for you, for me, please. Nobody's going to hug you or want to be near you when it looks like you.
Again, look at me go. Wow.
So please, brush. Number 2.
Can't believe I did that. I'm like, you have to brush your suit or no one will love you. It's like, this is why I cringe. It's so bad. I'm such a jerk. Why did anyone watch this? How did I get this far? And the other thing about the friction areas too is like, I now know that you sometimes actually don't want to take a brush straight to it, because if you brush matted areas too much, it becomes like all fluffy, but not in a good way. It kind of looks like floofed heat damage. You want to actually do the hair dryer and brush trick first to sort of straighten the fur back out again, and then brush. So yeah, I've learned many things.
Another thing that should be really obvious that still a lot of people don't do. Whenever your suit gets dirty or sweaty or anything else gross on it, you need to spray it with first disinfectant.
Oh, if we only knew how relevant that was going to be in 2020 and 2021, hey? You know, one thing that I'm actually planning for a future video, I'll let you in on the little secret, is I'm going to make my own pair of like hand paws and run around in them, disinfect one, but not disinfect the other, and use a petri dish to sample the bacteria in them. So that way we'll be able to directly see just how well, if at all, disinfecting works. Nobody steal my idea. Copyright Pocari 2021. Yeah, so with that, we'll actually get to see just how important is disinfecting, and I'm really curious.
You need water, isopropyl alcohol, essential oils, doesn't matter what kind as long as it's not eucalyptus, and a spray bottle.
You know, there's actually one other kind that you're not supposed to use in first aid disinfectants now. You now have to be careful of some synthetic vanillas. I can't remember what it is exactly, but there's something they use to get that fake vanilla smell that has a yellowing kind of agent in it. So if you use some poorly made vanilla essential oils in your first aid sprays, you could end up speeding up the yellowing process of any of the white fur. A lot of people just prefer to avoid vanilla entirely because of that, which makes me sad because like vanilla is one of my all-time favorite smells. If you don't have too much white on your suit, you're pretty good. But yeah, if you have a suit with a lot of white on it, do be careful with vanilla scents.
You want it to be stronger? More alcohol. Weaker?
More water.
There's no such thing as too strong. You can literally dip an entire fursuit in this and it's fine. So don't worry. And
Which we did actually find out in the first science video. So hey, I got one thing right. That's something.
And yeah, if you're Australian like me and can't find this stuff,
I remember
it's
this
in
line.
Bunnings. They hide it because Idiot Bogan's drinking.
Now it is really
Got done. Idiot Bogan's drinking all our isopropyl alcohol. You know, it's actually better to order it online now. You can get it in much bigger tubs for much better value. It's quite expensive at Bunnings, so shop online first.
especially Febreze, because that's not even disinfected. That just makes it smell nice. Do you put on perfume instead of
Actually, I believe Febreze does do an actual, like, disinfectant now. So we will test all the different kinds of Febreze to find out once and for all, is Febreze as bad as a lot of people have said? Because, like, it's really weird. Some people swear by it and say it's amazing. Other people have reported that it does leave the sticky residue that I keep talking about. So, yeah, I'm really keen to find that out.
If you're like me and you have a full suit, or just lots of fursuit parts, then you know that finding a home for it can be a pain in the butt.
Oh, look, there's little me. Look at me, I'm so small. Oh, yeah, in my first little dinky apartment with Kiva as well. Man, that was such a cursed apartment. Like, little did we know that just under the bed there was actually mold. Pretty sure it was black mold underneath the carpet, and I now have asthma thanks to that apartment. So, hey, good times. Again, how is this still monetized? Or, like, still eligible for monetization? I don't know. Is O Fortuna public domain? I don't know.
And they can move around.
Again, shouldn't Disney be coming up me for that one? It's the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. Like, I'm not allowed to use that. Somehow I've gotten away with it. So, I don't know, I might mute that part in this video just to be on the safe side. But yeah, it's the Pirates of the Caribbean theme.
It is also really important that your suit has a chance to get the air flowing through it after each wear. If you just disinfect it and throw it in a box, you might as well not disinfect it at all. Where is all the moisture gonna go?
I mean, I do still have to test that. Like, by rights, that should be correct, because even if it is, you know, moisture that has cleaning agents in it, if it's still moisture, it will eventually start to cause mold and another nasty. So that's another thing I have to test.
Like this, and your head.
Oh, the
Like
suit
this.
looks so new. Oh, poor old boy.
These. It is a fursuit head dryer.
Actually, there's a Kickstarter going on right now. I forget the full name of it off the top of my head. I'll put some links and words on screen. There you go. There's all the info that you need to know. But it's basically the same sort of thing. It's a head dryer, but it's all from laser cut wood. So it's super affordable to make. It's better for the environment and a lot cheaper for you to buy. Because I keep getting asked about where do you get those head dryers, and I always have to say I don't know, because the dude I bought that off doesn't really make them anymore. So hopefully this Kickstarter goes well, and then we will have a solid resource to get them from. Also, when conventions come back, do not use the communal head dryers that you sometimes find in headless lounges. That is a one-way ticket to spread illnesses, and we knew that before pandemic times. Like, originally we just wouldn't do it so that you could avoid getting con crud, but now we need to avoid it for other obvious things.
Brush.
Oh, my old
Got that?
bag.
Brush.
Oh, that was the
Here's
best
the
bag.
score. Brushing.
I went on so many adventures all over the world with
Nice
that bag until
big
it just
drink of
died
water.
of being used too much.
Some deodorant for you afterwards, because you're gonna be stinky.
Yep, that's still true. I'm still very
Your
stinky.
first disinfection.
Funny part is that bottle is actually a emptied Febreze bottle, because I forgot to bring my first disinfectant one time to a convention, so I'm like, I guess I will just get some Febreze to do me this once. And like, obviously it went fine, but I didn't want to use it afterwards, so I just tipped it out and like used my own disinfectant in there.
And a badge.
Oh, I've still got that badge floating
Why a
around
badge?
somewhere. I
Because
can't remember who did that.
usually when you're public suiting, you'll be around kids and stuff, and most suitors don't talk, and they'll want to know your name, and your hand might be.
Wow, okay, I didn't know I dropped the R word in this video. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to go edit that out. Case and point. Very, very different time. And that word especially, like, I'm not gonna tell you what word, obviously, but that one did unfortunately take me a little while to work out of my vocabulary, because, like, growing up in Tassie, in a small Tassie town, that word was thrown around like nothing. Like, it was just a word. I didn't understand the connotations and damaging words sort of behind it. Woo! Cringe, cringe, cringe. I'm cringing. I'm hurting bad. I'm glad YouTube lets you, like, cut some stuff out in post now, so I'm gonna go do that. That's bad.
Now let's answer some random questions from you guys. Alright, from
The first Q&A as well. Look at that.
Cats. Don't do it! It's wrong! It's so wrong! It's
Wrong. You're so wrong. I mean, yes, it is still wrong. Please don't declaw your cats, but, like, man, I didn't know I could speak that high.
From Paul Habit. What would you do for a Klondike bar? I would fly to America and get one, because we don't have them here.
I still haven't had one either. Like, I never found one while I was over there for, like, MFF, so I still have not had the Klondike bar. One day, whenever we're allowed to travel again. I mean, at this point, it doesn't look like there's going to be any time soon, but, well, fingers crossed.
And are you planning on doing any dance competitions? Yes, I can draw.
Oh, here we go. What old art did I use? I remember. Oh, okay, they weren't too bad back then.
And I am still
Yeah, I remember
learning to
those.
dance.
I mean,
I was gonna go.
we can see how I've improved. So you just saw those. Now here's what I've done recently. What do you think?
From Kuro the Husky Wolf. If you could go anywhere on Earth,
A
where would it be?
classic stolen Faldy PFP.
I would say Japan, but I've already been there. So other than that, probably the States, because you guys got lots of awesome, amazing fur cons over there. So I really want to do Anthrocon, Cali Fur, and Swat.
I didn't have MFF. Wait, what? I didn't have MFF on my initial bucket list? Huh. I always thought I did. Oh, well, there you go.
I actually do have a new fursuit in the works. Some of you might know what it is, some of you might not. I'm going to keep it a surprise. So,
I believe that was my Adezu suit that I'm talking about there. Which, again, if you don't know, I did sell that suit to my friend Treble. And he ended up changing the character into a character called Lei. and like gave it some extra markings and things. So I no longer have that Adezu suit, and it no longer looks like Adezu, but I still have Adezu the character.
As for how I got into the fandom, I'm actually going to cover in my next video, which is sort of going to be like my furry journey, which I'm sure...
I mean, should I do an updated version of my furry journey? Because like, a lot has happened since that video. Let me know in the comments, updated furry journey, yay or nay?
If you had one wish, what would it be? I wish that everyone would brush their suit! Oh.
Okay, look, the bait and switch there wasn't too bad.
Before you leave me some more random questions below for me to answer in the next video. And yeah. Bye!
Oh, it's over. Oh, I'm so glad it's over. Yeah, copyrighted music, stop! Like, this video was a bad idea. Why did I do this? I was happily leaving those skeletons in my closet, but now I've got all these spooky, scary skeletons in my face. So that video I uploaded in July 2015, so that video is nearly 6 years old now, which is crazy to think about. And back then, I didn't have like a dedicated camera set up or anything either. Like, all I had was my phone, which I think at the time was a HTC One M7, and I didn't have a tripod, so I just stacked some boxes on top of each other and like very particularly balanced my phone on there. But I was still using the back camera on the phone, so I had no video feed. I had no idea what it looked like. I was just guessing. Oh, and no studio lights either, so I stole the bedside lamp from the bedroom and like aimed it at me. We all gotta start from somewhere, and that's where I started. Actually, leave me a comment. What were you doing in July 2015, and where are you today? Like, how much has changed? Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this reactionary type of video. I don't think I've done one like this before, so hey, let me know if you want me. I don't want to become a react channel, but if you do like this kind of thing, I can try and insert it a bit more here and there. Hope you're staying safe and staying awesome, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye! This month's anniversary shoutouts go to Erazia, who has been here for 3 years. Thank you so much. Then for 2 years, we've got Steamworks, Akinaluna Twilight, Blue Foxdog, Hunter Woolstone, Ro Foxeye, 8-Track, and Frey the Dutchie. Then for 1 year, we've got Skelly Welly, Sparkazil Lefsa, Ash Coyote, Danny Fly, and Blue Fleet. Thank you guys so much for so much support.